Welcome to the session on turbo machine. Myself Madhu KN from Department of Mechanical Engineering AITM. Today we are discussing on the subject turbo machine. Subject turbo machine, the subject code is 18ME54. In the first module we are going to study about what is meant by a turbo machine, the basic definition of turbo machine and basic parts of turbo machine, and the comparison of turbo machine with positive displacement machine. Actually, fluid machineries which makes use of fluids are classified into two categories, mainly two categories: positive displacement machines and turbo machines. Here we are going to discuss between the comparison between the positive displacement machines and turbo machine, and then we are going to study about the classification of turbo machine. Turbo machines are classified into different categories. We are going to study about the classification of turbo machine. I think you already studied dimensionless parameters, dimensionless numbers in fluid mechanics subject. Here also we are going to study what is the significance of dimensionless numbers in the design of turbo machine. In the design of turbo machine, and then we are going to study what is meant by unit speed, unit height, unit discharge, specific speed, and what is the significance of these terms in the design of turbo machines. And then we are going to study the models and the prototypes. What is meant by model, what is meant by prototype, what is the use of the model in the design of, and model, what is the use of model and prototype in the design of turbo machine. And we are having simple numericals on models and prototypes, and we are having the simple numericals on dimensionless numbers. Okay, and in the second part of first module we are going to study what is of the application of first law and second law of thermodynamics, which you already studied in the basic thermodynamics chapter, to the turbo machine. Application of first and second law of thermodynamics to the turbo machine, to study the different efficiency terms of turbo machines. In the module 2 we are going to study about how the transfer of energy, how the exchange of energy takes place between the parts of turbo machine and the fluids. Actually, basically there are four different types of turbo machines called axial pumps, radial pumps, axial turbines, and radial turbines. For all these four types of turbo machines we are going to study in the second module how the exchange of energy takes place between the moving elements and the fluid in these four types of turbo machines, and how to draw velocity triangles for all these four types of turbo machines, and what is the effect of blade discharge, the blade angle, what is meant by degree of reaction, how the blade angles helps in the exchange of energy between the rotating elements and the turbo machines. What is meant by degree of reaction, what is the relation between degree of reaction and utilization factors. And we are having the simple problems for all four types of turbo machines, which are solved using analytical method. Okay. In the third module we are going to study about steam turbines. That means the turbines which makes use of steam to produce the energy or the electrical energy. We are going to study about what is meant by what is steam turbine, what are the classifications of steam turbine, what is the basic difference between impulse turbine and reaction turbine, what is meant by single stage impulse turbine and multi-stage impulse turbine, what is meant by reaction turbine, and velocity triangles for steam turbine and reaction turbine. And we are having simple numericals on steam turbines. Here in steam turbines, the problems can be solved by using two methods, the analytical method and graphical method. In the second module, you already studied analytical method, and hence we will give more importance to the graphical method here, where the problems are solved using the graphical method, means by drawing velocity triangles using Pythagoras and other theorems. Okay. Then in the fourth module is also about the turbines itself, the working of turbines, velocity triangles, design parameters, maximum efficiency. But the basic difference between the third module and the fourth module is, in the fourth module we are going to study about the steam turbines where steam is the working fluid. But in the fourth module we are going to study about the water turbines or the hydraulic turbines where water is the working substance. You already studied in your elements of mechanical engineering that there are three types of water turbines: Pelton turbine, Francis turbine, Kaplan turbine. Here in this module we are going to study how to draw the velocity triangles for Pelton wheel, Francis turbine, Kaplan turbine, and we are having simple numericals on the hydraulic turbines. Fifth module is all about power absorbing turbo machines, that means the centrifugal pumps and centrifugal compressors. Here also we are going to study how to draw the velocity triangles for centrifugal pumps, centrifugal compressors, what is the effect of head on the centrifugal pump and centrifugal compressors, what is meant by cavitation, what is the need of priming in centrifugal pumps and centrifugal compressors, what is meant by pumps in series and what is meant by pumps in parallels. And we are having simple problems on centrifugal pumps and centrifugal compressors. This is all about the syllabus of turbo machine. Before we move to the subject turbo machine, we need to understand what is meant by momentum. Momentum is defined as the product of mass of a particle and its velocity. The product of mass and velocity is called momentum. Isaac Newton's second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum is equal to the force acting on the particle. I already stated the definition of momentum, which is mass into velocity. Mass means kg, velocity means meter per second. The rate of change of momentum means the change in momentum per second. Kg meter per second multiplied by per second means kg meter per second square, which is the unit of force, that is Newton. And Sir Isaac Newton's second law of motion states the same thing. The rate of change of momentum is equal to the force acting on the principle, acting on the particle. The rate of change of momentum is nothing but the product of mass and velocity, and the rate of change of momentum, when the momentum of the particle changes, it exerts force on the particle with which it comes in contact. There are two kinds of momentum: linear momentum and angular momentum. A spinning object, that means a rotating object, is having angular momentum, and an object which is traveling in particular direction with a certain velocity is having linear momentum. I am giving definition for the turbo machine? A turbo machine is a device in which the energy transfer takes place between a flowing fluid and a rotating element due to the dynamic action and results in the change of pressure and momentum of the. I will repeat once again. A turbo machine is a device in which the energy transfer takes place between a flowing fluid and a rotating element due to the dynamic action and results in the change of pressure and momentum of the fluid. A turbo machine is a rotating element. I think you have seen, you studied the working of Pelton wheel in your elements of mechanical engineering. What happens in Pelton wheel? The water which is stored in the dam is carried to the turbines, the inlet of the turbines, through penstock, and then the water is made to flow through the nozzles, where the pressure energy of the water gets converted into kinetic energy. The high velocity water is made to come out of the nozzle and it comes in contact with the turbine blades. It hits the blades with high velocity. When it hits the blade with high velocity, its momentum changes. What is momentum? It is the product of mass and velocity. When it comes in contact with the blades, its velocity changes. Due to this rate of change of momentum, it exerts force on the blades and results in rotation of the turbine. That means the energy exchange taken place between the fluid and the turbine blades. A turbine is also an turbo machine. A turbo machine is a rotating element. It is not an stationary element. It is an rotating element where the energy exchange takes place between the fluid and the rotating element, between the fluid and the turbine blades, due to the dynamic action, means rotating action. And this rotating action results in the change of momentum and pressure of the fluid. The change in momentum itself exerts force on the turbine blades. A turbo machine may be a power absorbing or power generating. A Pelton wheel or the turbine is a power generating turbo machine, where the energy exchange takes place between the flowing fluid and the rotating element and the power is generated. A centrifugal pump is a power absorbing turbo machine where it makes use of the electrical energy, where electrical energy is used to rotate the impeller and the impeller pressurizes the fluid. The power is transmitted from pump to the water. It is a power absorbing turbo machine. A turbo machine is a device in which the energy transfer takes place between a flowing fluid and a rotating element due to the dynamic action, and this dynamic action results in the change of pressure and momentum of the fluid. Basically, there are two types of turbo machine: power generating turbo machine and power absorbing turbo machine. A power generating turbo machine, the best example is the turbines, which converts the pressure energy of the water into mechanical energy and then into electrical energy. A power absorbing turbo machine, the best example is centrifugal pumps, where electrical energy is supplied to the pumps, which gets converted into mechanical energy, and then this mechanical energy is used to pressurize the water to lift to high heights. Okay, power absorbing turbo machine and power generating turbo. Next, the basic components of a turbo machine. The principal components of turbo machine. The first principal component or the basic component of turbo machine is the rotating element. Rotating element. A rotating element is operating in a stream of fluid, and the energy transfer occurs between the flowing fluid and the rotating element due to the momentum exchange between them. A rotating element is nothing but a rotor or a blade. I think you have seen in turbo machine turbines in the Pelton wheels, you studied already. The blades were fixed to the central disc, and when the water comes in contact with these blades, the blades most start rotating around the disc. The blades which rotates, where the direct exchange of energy takes place between the flowing fluid and the blades, is called a rotary element. The other names for the rotating element is rotor. If it is in case of turbines, it is called rotor or the vanes. In case of centrifugal pumps, it is called impeller. Depending on the turbo machine, it is given different names like rotors, vanes, impellers, or the blades. In case of turbines, it is called a rotor, and in case of centrifugal pumps, it is called impeller. In case of centrifugal pumps, it is called impeller. In case of turbines, it is called rotor. Next is stationary element. Their guide blades are the nozzles. I think you have seen in Pelton wheel. The water is taken from the dam to the inlet of the turbine, where the velocity of the water is increased using nozzles. It doesn't move. The nozzle is stationary. Just it converts the pressure energy of the water into kinetic energy. That means it increases the velocity of the fluid. The main function of the stationary elements is to guide the fluid to flow over the rotating element. It provides direction for the fluid. And the stationary element is not a compulsory part. In some turbo machines, we are having stationary elements. In some parts, in some cases, we are not having any stationary elements. In case of reaction turbine, there is no nozzle. In case of ceiling fan, there is no stationary element. Ceiling fan is also a turbo machine. Okay. The next is shaft. There may be input shaft or the output shaft. If it is a turbine, there is an output shaft because the power is produced here and it is transmitted. The turbine is coupled to the generator to generate electricity. The power which is produced in the turbine is to be transmitted. Therefore, turbines are equipped with output shaft. If it is a pump, they are equipped with the input shaft because the external power is to be supplied to pressurize the liquid. Shaft, there may be either input shaft or the output shaft depending on whether it is a power absorbing turbo machine or a power generating turbo machine. The last component of turbo machine is housing. Housing to keep rotating element, stationary element and other passages safely. It acts as a safeguard. It acts as a protection shield to the stationary elements and rotating elements. It is the outer casing. Housing is nothing but the outer casing to act as a safeguard against the damages for stationary elements, rotating elements and shaft. Housing is a casing or the outer component of the turbo machine inside which all other components were placed. The next is classifications of turbo machines. Turbo machines are classified into different categories. The first classification is based on energy transfer. We already discussed whether the transfer of fluid takes place from fluid to turbo machine, or from rotor to fluid. They are classified into power generating turbo machines and power absorbing turbo machines. The second classification is based on the type of fluid that we are going to use in turbo machine. If it is a water, then it is called water turbines or water turbo machines. If we make use of steam as the working fluid, they are called steam turbines. If we make use of gas as the working fluid, they are called gas turbines. Next classification is based on the direction of flow of fluid through the blades with reference to the axis of shaft rotation. First one is axial flow turbo machines. Axial flow turbo machines is nothing but if the flow of fluid through the blades is parallel to the axis of rotation of the shaft, then it is called axial flow turbo machines. If the flow of fluid through the blades or through the vanes or through the impeller of the turbo machine is parallel to the axis of rotation of the shaft, then it is called axial flow turbo machines. The best example is axial flow pump, axial flow compressors and axial turbines. If the fluid enters the blades axially, there are some turbo machines where the fluid enters the turbo machines axially but leaves radially, or enters radially, that means fluid enters to the blades at 90 degrees to the axis of rotation of the shaft but leaves parallel to the axis of rotation of the shaft. Enters at 90 degrees and leaves parallel to the axis of rotation. In such cases, the turbo machines were called the mixed flow turbo machines. I think you have seen in Francis turbine. The fluid enters at 90 degrees to the axis of rotation of the hub, but it leaves axially. A Francis turbine is a mixed flow turbo machine where the fluid enters at 90 degrees to the axis of rotation of the shaft but leaves the shaft in a direction parallel to the axis of rotation of the shaft. Fluid enters radially and leaves axially. Such turbo machines were called mixed flow turbo machines. The next one is radial flow turbo machines where the fluid passes through the blades in a direction at 90 degrees to the axis of rotation of the blades. It enters perpendicular in the perpendicular direction to the axis of rotation of the blades. In such cases, the turbo machines were called radial flow turbo machine where the fluid passes through the turbine blades in a direction perpendicular to the axis of rotation of the shaft. Such type of turbo machines were called radial flow turbo machines. The best example is centrifugal pump. Next one is tangential flow turbo machine. I think you have seen in Pelton wheel. The water enters to the turbine blades or the tip of the blade in the tangential direction. What is meant by a tangent? A line passing through a point on a circle is called a tangent. And in case of Pelton wheel, the water enters at the tip of the blade in the tangential direction of that circle or the rotor. Such type of turbo machines are called tangential flow turbo machines. The next is the condition of the fluid. based on condition of the fluid at the inlet of the turbo machines. They are called impulse turbo machines and reaction turbo machine. A impulse turbo machine is one where the pressure of the fluid when it is moving over the turbo machine remains constant. Best example is Pelton wheel. The pressure of the fluid when it is moving over the Pelton wheel, it remains constant. It doesn't undergo any change in pressure. A reaction turbo machine is one in which the pressure of the fluid changes as the fluid flows over the turbo machine. It is called a reaction type turbo machine. What is meant by impulse reaction turbine and impulse turbo machine and reaction turbo machine we are going to discuss later in detail. Just I am giving introduction to the turbo machines here. A impulse reaction turbine is one in which the pressure of the fluid remains constant when it is flowing through the turbo machine, and a reaction turbo machine is one in which the pressure of the fluid continuously varies when it is moving through the turbo machine. Okay, the next classification is based on the rotating shaft, whether it is placed horizontally, vertically or inclined. There are some turbo machines where the shaft is placed at an angle based on the location, based on the shaft axis of rotation of the shaft. They are classified into horizontal turbo machines, vertical shaft turbo machines and inclined shaft turbo. The next is the basic difference between positive displacement machine and a turbo machine. The best example for positive displacement machine is centrifugal pump. The basic difference between a turbo machine and a positive displacement machine is both of them makes use of the fluids itself, but the basic difference is in case of positive displacement machine there is a change in volume of the fluid. There is an appreciable, in case of turbo machine also there is a change in volume, but it is not at the appreciable rate. But in case of positive displacement machine there is a change in volume of the fluid at an appreciable rate. The best example for positive displacement machine is a reciprocating pump or a gear pump or a vane pump or a low pump, where the piston is used to pressurize the water to increase the pressure. But in turbo machine, but in centrifugal pump, the water is taken and its velocity is increased, or it is pressurized using a rotating element. Okay, but in case of reciprocating pump, a piston is used where there is a considerable or appreciable change in volume of the fluid. The basic difference between, this is the basic difference between a positive displacement machine and a turbo machine. The example for a positive displacement machine is, it is a gear pump or a reciprocating pump. Okay, the first difference is action. A positive displacement machine creates the thermodynamic and mechanical action between moving member and a static fluid. I already said in a positive displacement machine the volume of the fluid changes. The water is any air, in case of reciprocating pump the water is taken into the reciprocating pump through the inlet valve. Then the inlet valve closes. During delivery the outlet valve opens. First it is pressurized and then the water is made to flow through the outlet valve. That means here the action, the mechanical action takes place between a static fluid. The fluid is stationary, it is pressurized But in case of turbo machines, the water is the fluid continuously flows over the turbo machine. Here the mechanical action, the thermodynamic and the dynamic action takes place between the rotating element and a flowing fluid. But in case of positive displacement machine, the fluid in most of the case it is static. The dynamic action, the mechanical action takes place between a moving member and a static fluid in case of positive displacement machine. But in case of turbo machine, the dynamic action takes place between rotating element and the flowing fluid. In case of positive displacement machine, the momentum of the fluid doesn't changes, just it displaces. The displacement of the fluid takes place, the change in volume of the fluid takes place. But in case of turbo machine, the momentum and pressure both changes. The second difference is unsteady flow of fluid. What is meant by unsteady flow of, what is meant by steady and unsteady? If the fluid properties such as pressure and velocity remains same at a particular point with respect to time, that is called steady flow. In case of positive displacement machine, the volume of the fluid changes at a particular point. It pressurizes. The fluid is pressurized by changing the volume of the fluid. But in case of turbo machine, the fluid is continuously in a state of motion. Its pressure, volume doesn't changes. It remains the same at every point on the turbo machine. In case of positive displacement machine, there is an unsteady flow of fluid. But in case of turbo machines, there is an steady flow of fluid. The next difference is mechanical features. Since in positive displacement machine, the reciprocating masses are there, vibrations are more, and hence in most of the cases they operate at low speeds. Because of reciprocating motions or the reciprocating masses, the vibrations are more and they operate at very low speeds. Heavy foundations are required to neutralize these vibrations, and therefore the mechanical design of this positive displacement machines is also complicated. But in case of turbo machines, their rotary elements, the vibrations are very less, therefore they can be operated at very high speed and they require only the simple design. Design is very simple in case of turbo machine. Efficiencies. In case of positive displacement machines, the efficiencies are high. The power, all the power which is available is converted into useful work because of positive displacement or the reciprocating motion. The losses will be less. But in case of turbo machines, due to the rotating elements, the losses will be more and the efficiency is very less compared to the positive displacement machines. In case of volumetric efficiency, the turbo machines is having higher efficiency. It is almost 100% because the fluid is made to flow through the turbo machine and it is in a continuous state of motion. But in case of positive displacement machines, the fluid enters and leaves the turbo machines. But in case of positive displacement machine, the fluid enters and leaves the positive displacement machine through the valves, which opens and closes. The valves are open and closed frequently, and therefore the 100% volumetric efficiency cannot be achieved in case of positive displacement machines. The sixth difference is the phase change. In case of turbo machine, I think you have studied the cavitation in when the steam is made to flow through the turbo machines, and if there is any phase change occurs, it causes damage to the turbine blades. But in case of positive displacement machines, there are no such parts. Just the fluid enters, pressurizes and leaves positive displacement machine. If any phase change occurs during this process, it doesn't cause any problem in case of positive displacement machine. But the phase change causes serious damages, vibrations in case of turbo machines. This is the basic difference between positive displacement machine and turbo machine. And that's all for today's session.